minutes. There it goes.
We are now live, so whenever you want to go.
Fantastic. Who's introducing today? Anyone?
I can do it.
Please.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Flight Test Community Cast, Episode 8. Tonight, we have myself, which is Mike Finley. We have Patrick Sean Murphy. We have Joel Cannon, and we have a couple of great co-hosts this evening. We've got Eddie Black and Ben Greenewald. So welcome to the show, guys. Appreciate you showing up.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for the invite.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Thank you so much for joining us. And on a slightly different format tonight as well. It does appear that we are all, as you can hear by the dinging in the background there, that Google Hangouts. So we're not in Skype anymore. We've upgraded. Nothing.
We're winners.
Silence.
Hang on.
I called the conversation before we
Ben's
even...
telling me to do something that's really confused me right now. So now, hang on. I gotta do technical stuff.
Pat had to do two things at once. He completely lost all train of thought.
That
Okay,
is
so-
exactly what happened. That is hilarious.
Now I'm going to.
All right, so continuing on, how is everybody doing?
I'm okay.
And still silence.
What?
I'm a little confused
I'm on a roll
just
here,
trying to
guys.
get everything going here.
Wait, you
Yeah.
can't hear me?
I can hear you
I
just
can hear-
fine, actually. Your audio is coming through loud and clear.
We
Okay.
got you now.
What happened?
You were digitizing. That's why I told you to switch back. real quick.
Okay.
Well, it's coming through fine here on my end. If I need to do any editing, please let me know. But yeah, hey guys, welcome to the show. So, as I said, we're doing it in a slightly different format in Google Hangouts, and yeah, it's going to be kind of special. I think our guests are going to explain exactly why we're doing it this way. But yeah, so what's everybody been up to in RC lately? Patrick,
Who
you
wants
want to
to go
get things
first?
going?
Sure. I did that right there today, and I'm pretty proud of that. In fact, I made a backdrop, if you will. It's pretty.
Very pretty.
It's been a beautiful weekend here. Well, it started to rain this afternoon, but it doesn't matter because I couldn't fly anyway because apparently I've lost the one receiver that I haven't loaned out to other people. So screw it. I couldn't do anything this weekend, and I was very grumpy about the whole situation because it was beautiful yesterday. And that's about it.
Talking about your background, is that the Esprit I see sitting there?
That. Oh, I've got a pointer. That's the Esprit. So that's one of my current projects I have going. A couple of the other planes back there are. That's a Livewire Champion from I think it's like 1968, and over there is a quarter midget Mustang pylon racer back from the early 70s. So there are more projects in the queue. The Esprit is kind of to the forefront right now. So hopefully I can get that done by maybe May. So I'll have it for the summer thermal flying season.
Very nice. Flight Fest, I'm assuming?
Oh, absolutely. If it's ready to roll, then it'll be there.
Very nice.
Yeah, I don't know how high started the thing at Flite Fest, but we'll figure it out.
Somebody's got a car and a string. We'll figure it out.
Ooh, Eddie. Oh, Eddie, bring your truck,
Oh, it's coming. We'll
dude.
tie to the trailer hitch and go.
Yeah, man. Let's rock that out.
That's great. All right, Mikey, how about you? What have you been up to?
Well, actually, got to fly a little bit yesterday. I've been flying this Nighthawk a little bit, and thought I'd take it out and try to do a flip or two, and did a couple, but ended up breaking two props. But if you notice, this wonderful antenna now doesn't have a cap anymore, because I come in upside down and even put some dirt in there and all that. But you know what? This dropped from like 30 feet, and I'll have you to know broke 2 props, broke that. I put props on it, right back in the air, no problem. Didn't break anything else.
Very
That's
cool.
So
Mike
I'm pretty
lost,
happy with
Mike
this
lost his
little
mushroom
E-Max.
tip.
Well,
Wow.
wow.
That was
Yeah,
really
you know. And of course, I flew my little profile plane a little bit, which I've got hidden over there in the corner. But got to fly a little bit yesterday. It was actually 76 here and about a 5-mile-an-hour wind. It was gorgeous,
not
and
bad.
flew out in my backyard all day. It was fun. So I had a good time.
That's
Joel, what about
fantastic.
you?
Well, it's been ridiculously windy here in Central Florida, which is really annoying. Yeah, wind sucks. Just so you guys know, wind really is horrible. So I've been working on. I got the FT Arrow ready to go. I've got the. I was working on my HMB, which conveniently I have sitting right here next to me. So the HMB is all done. As you can tell, it is slightly battle scarred from today. I was down with the Orlando Rotor Racers, my new FPV addiction. So I was flying with them down at Lanster Road at Southport today here in Orlando, and taking this little puppy for a spin. And as you can tell by the 2 new antennas that I have sticking out the back, it is officially on PPM. And can I just say for a second how dang easy it is to switch a quad over to PPM? It literally took about half an hour to put everything together. The transmitter binded to the receiver in about 3 seconds. It immediately recognized that it was in PPM mode, and I just had to do a couple of small tweaks in clean flight just to get the adjustment set on the receiver, and that was it. And she was flying really good. I was having some issues with the nays. This nays actually came pre-flashed from Multi-RC. It's the Rev 5 from them. And for some reason, the revolution rate was set to like 3,000, which is a whole ton more than this poor little board can handle. So it was actually doing some really strange things in horizon mode, which wasn't particularly good. So I was able to get that dialed back, and we fixed that so it was flying nicely in horizon mode, put it into angle mode, and it was ripping around. However, annoyingly enough, the ESC on Moto 2 is giving me some hell. So I'm actually going to have to be going in there separately and reprogramming that with BL Heli. So I'm either going to, one, have to reflash it or reset it to the factory settings to get that up and running correctly. Other than that, I was flying the Champ a lot this week because with me not renewing my membership at my field just yet, I haven't been able to fly the bigger stuff yet, so I was flying the Champ around just here locally off my back area, which has been fantastic. And a new buddy of mine who I just got introduced to this week, Tim. Tim was out at the Rotor Races, and he had built an FT Sparrow. Can I just say that is not a beginner aircraft by any stretch of the imagination?
The Sparrow?
The Sparrow, yeah. It's a great chuck glider, but I'm sorry, Flight Test. This is just my opinion. This is not an aircraft that you should put a power system on as a beginner. It does not. No, it's not a beginner aircraft, let's put it that way. So we're going to actually have a build night, just the 2 of us at either here or his place, and we're going to be building some tiny trainers, which will be far better for what he's going to be doing. So that's been my RC update. How about you, Eddie? What have you been up to, buddy?
Well, I finally, this weekend, got to go flying for the first time, and God, it's been since before Christmas.
Hey!
And I purchased the 800 millimeter Rad Jet from Hobby King, got it in on Thursday, built it, and went out and flew every battery I could put in it all day, couple little minor things, but it flew awesome, and I bought it because of the wind. And I can't say enough good things about that little plane. Once you figure out how to launch it, the rest of it, it flies like a bullet, and it is completely true. You set it up just like you think it should be, and it will fly great.
And what was the name of that? The Radjet?
The Radjet.
Yep.
That's the 800 millimeter from Hobby King, right?
Yep, caught the kit on sale for $41.
Whew.
It was a great deal. I loved it.
What mode you put in that?
It came with motor. The only thing I had to put in it was receiver and speed control, and I put a 25 amp speed control in it, and it rips.
Wow. Do we have a speed on it, or?
No. I know that Flight Test has done a video on them and caught them up between 60 and 80 miles an hour.
Wow. And it's just banking yank, right? No rudder?
Correct.
Okay.
What how many cells of battery? You 4-cell in that thing?
No, I put a 1300 3-cell in it. Anything bigger? Well, if you put anything bigger than that, it gets really, really nose heavy.
Well, you just fly faster. That's all.
Right.
So you'd go 100.
Yeah.
That's right. They take care of the nose heavy there.
You got to overcome that drop. That's all.
Yeah, and I wanted it to last at least a day. Then it's only $20 a day now if I go out and destroy it.
Oh, you mean break it like you already did?
Hey, I barely broke it, and I fixed it in like 10 seconds. Phone tech
Barely
is your
broke it.
friend.
Yes. Always keep some of that around, right?
Absolutely.
Too funny.
But yeah, that's all I've been able to do. What about you,
Yeah.
Ben?
You know how I know Patrick's bored already? He's drumming over there.
Hey, at least he's not sanding yet.
Yeah.
No, that's very true.
Yeah.
When I reach back and grab the Esprit over there, you're in trouble.
We need to give him the mittens, to stop him from touching other things.
Chinese finger trap.
Patrick.
I'm surrounded by things that make noise. You have no idea. If you could only see what's in front of me right now.
Oh, we can see what's in front
No,
of you.
you can't see what's in front of me right
No,
now.
I don't want to know what's in front of him. Trust me, you don't want to know either. No. What about Ben? What's Ben been up to?
Not a whole lot. As most people know me on the flight test community, I work 2 jobs, so flying's a here and there hit or miss for me. But I did just come back from I almost said Flight Fest, E-Fest, which is sponsored by Hobbyco a couple weekends ago, actually 2 weekends ago, down in Champaign. Flew down there for 2 days straight, indoor flying, nice little indoor flying event. Maidened my FT Mini Guinea that I painted up to look like a water tanker, the fire service used. And what else? My German Arrow, which is my mini Arrow painted up like a German Stukerbama. A couple other ones. I bought my daughter her West Michigan Park Flyer Magnum, and that thing, I'll tell you what, it's a low wing, light wing load plane that just floats. Absolutely beautiful plane. In fact, we went out, I want to say it was Monday, and we went out and actually last Monday and buddy boxed, and she's still learning a lot, but did pretty good. Had my little proud papa moment. I know me and Mike were talking about it, but actually got her to take off all on her own. I controlled the throttle, but other than that, she took care of everything else and just actually made me look like a damn fool, to be honest.
That's usually the case with these kids. They end up getting better than we do.
Well, she was just, I kept telling her, pull back easy, and she's just lifted right off and just real easy. Where me, I'm like, okay, I got enough rotational speed and hammer back, But that's pretty much it. I haven't, out of focus. I haven't been able to do a whole lot, unfortunately. So, but when I do, I usually burn through, I don't know, 8, 9, 14 batteries and 6 different planes, just because when I do get to fly, it's very limited. So it's pretty much it for me. A lot of building lately. That's about all I do.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. And I know you built an FT Flyer recently as well, and that thing is, I mean, that went together very well.
It was
Yes.
it was a tough build. I mean, those are complicated, but Ben pulled it off really well.
Hmm.
Well, thank you. It was not for lack of our participation from our audience.
Yeah,
I don't know what
that
you're
was-
talking about.
Yeah.
We'll get there. We'll get there. But no, that is fantastic.
And very nice segue, by the way.
That really was a fantastic little segue, wasn't it? We don't do segues on this
that was
show,
smooth.
and that was pretty smooth. So, speaking of our guests, we have got Eddie and Ben on the show for a very specific reason. And that would be because these two gentlemen have come together and joined their brilliant mind collective, and they have developed and successfully tested the brand new, we mean very soon to be released, Ftcc Build Nights. It's no thanks to them. They're getting through all the technical stuff. I mean, we're using the Hangouts now as our podcasting platform because of their expertise and knowledge. They've enlightened us in the capabilities of this program and how powerful it is.
We've been enlightened.
He keeps saying, he keeps throwing all these big words of expertise and enlightened, and I'm like, shut up.
Well, again, I have to give you credit where credit is due. So you guys have been excellent and instrumental in getting us set up with this. So thank you very much for all of your hard work. Yeah, so we are now getting set and ready to actually do some live podcasting, which is even more fantastic. So we're going to delve into that a little bit later on. We'll announce that as kind of time progresses. But Ben and Eddie, I'm going to kind of give you guys the floor and kind of explain how you guys set everything up and what the future looks like for FTCC Build Nights.
It's all Eddie. Eddie's
Oh no,
everything.
Ben, I'm gonna let you. You love to present this, and I love how you present it. I just threw the idea out there. I will give credit where credit's due. Ben has done a lot of the work. I had the general idea of using the Hangout. I was not able to find the best way to get this to work where we could calm the chatter down to a point where we could actually build and the builder have control. So what we're going to do now is we've set it up to where we can do Q&As, we can do a live chat through Google or through YouTube. That way everybody can talk amongst themselves. They can put questions in for the builder, and then everybody still gets to participate, and the builder still has enough control that they can show what we want to do, and then get it all complete in the time frame that we set up.
Exactly. What we did last night, and guys, don't let Eddie fool you. He has been a huge and integral part of this as well, in actually getting everything sorted out. I did some research, and we figured out what we needed to do, and it was a collaboration effort. So don't let Eddie sell himself short. He did a lot here. But yeah, basically what we're doing is we took an idea that Eddie and Pat actually had about doing a community build night, and we're going to be allowing builders. We're going to ask people throughout the community, not just the people that we know, but perfect strangers even eventually, to say, hey, pick a plane, and we're going to announce it, bring it up, and then either, depending on the complexity of the build, it might be just one night, it might be 2 nights, it might be 3 nights. Not consecutively or in a row, but it's spread out over a month or so, whatever we might need. Last night we did a little soft test where yours truly, I did an FT Flyer.
Right on.
It wins.
I'm gonna get mine again.
Oh, hang on. Pat's got to get his. So,
Yeah. So
and we hope everybody that's listening can actually go out at some point and pull up the video and watch this, because you have to see these things.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Absolutely.
Showcase mine again. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm an
Came out-
overachiever, guys.
came
This
out
is
really-
what I
really
accomplished
well.
yesterday.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Flexible that thing is.
That's fantastic. As I said, this is why I'm totally an overachiever. This is the extent of what I was able to achieve, gents.
Well, let's see what that is.
It's just a plain
It's a piece of
one
foam board.
exact. Look at the precision of that cut right there.
It
is a perfect 90 degrees. You can't get better than that.
I do see a few hacks in it, but sure, we'll go with that.
Thanks.
Yeah,
I
no
appreciate
problem.
the moral support.
Hey, no problem. So again, what we want to do is be able to have a true community night, to have a few people. We're going to get a builder, and whoever we name that builder to be is going to actually have a few guests on. Not much different than what you guys here on the podcast are doing, being able to talk back and forth, but we're not going to take away from the builder either. So the builder is going to be able to actually build an FT flyer like I did last night as an example. And, you know, we're going to allow them to present what they're doing. There's a guy, I think we were going to talk about it later, that is doing a Catalina right now, PBY. Pat, correct?
Oh yeah. I just saw Ryan Pat threw that up on to us, and man, it looks like it's got a lot of promise to it. I was very impressed with what I saw, and it's one of my favorite airplanes. So I'm pretty excited to see where it goes with it.
Yeah, we definitely want to talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Can we
it's-
have a note? Sorry, can we add the link to that in the show notes?
Yeah, give me a minute and I'll
Thank you, sir.
find it.
I'd be happy to, but my Mac just died because I have one of those bleeping smart power strips, you know, where you got like two things that are powered all the time, and then you've got a master, and then everything else is controlled from that master. And even though I have all my lights plugged into that master, none of the other things work, so I can't charge it.
Oh boy.
I can't
the best.
charge my Mac now, and I'm angry about it.
So we want to bring people in. We want to bring people together and allow them to build relationships. That's, you know, Bixler is very big on that, and I'm a firm believer in that too. Being able to sit there and build. I mean, most nights I sit and chat on the Facebook group, and I sit there and build, and it's a different variation of building relationships, but that's what we're striving for here, and be able to have the community be the integral part of this, and instead of just being one or two guys. Because let's be honest, if you guys wanted to watch a one single person build an FT flyer, go watch Josh Bixler do it. There's no reason for me to do it. You know, you're beating a dead horse, as they go to say. But this way we get diversity, we get different opinions, we can have fun and everything else. So I know I could probably say this for Eddie as well, but I mean, we want to thank you guys with the Ftcc. I think I threw an extra C in there. The Ftcc.
FTCCP build nights. It's FTCCBN because of course we have to acronym everything.
Oh, exactly. But
So-
we want to thank you guys for giving us this opportunity to be able to bring some to the community.
Well, you guys have done a lot of work, so thank you guys. This kind of came from when, well, we had talked about this for a while, but Eddie and I finally, one night a while back, decided we were going to just kind of, over Skype, build Tommy's puffer
And Guppy.
Yeah. And,
Tommy's design.
yeah. Tommy, what's his last name?
Armor.
Yeah.
Armor.
Big Tommy Armor, yes.
That's appropriate for that, man. I thought it was Amour.
No,
Tommy
he's not
Love.
French.
Tommy Love. So, we built these things together. I built the puffer, and he built the guppy, or vice versa. And it's really a fun flying little airplane. I really enjoyed it. This one, being Dollar Tree foam board, as you can see, has suffered the typical humidity changes and all that. But We had a good time, and it actually allowed us to get the thing done in a time frame that would have been. I tend to get distracted, as people might be surprised to hear. So,
Squirrel.
yeah. So it kept me focused, and it was fun. And Eddie blames me for screwing up the wing or something, but he's a drunk redneck, so I don't listen to him.
It had something to do with Pat said, "Here, use these measurements," and I said, "Yeah, I didn't cut those plans out," so it's kind of how that went. And so, Pat, it's all your fault that I couldn't measure it correctly because you gave me bad numbers.
It's because you made me chop wood in the middle of the road one night.
I do want to call out that guy from the forums with that Catalina.
Calling you out, bro.
That's Local Fiend out of Eastern Washington. So we want to call him out. That's a pretty cool looking build. So
It looks awesome.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah. Sorry, just
to
wanted to
investigate because I have not clearly been paying attention.
Well, and
I've got
You took a nap.
notes up. So
I did. I
Yes.
needed it.
Well,
Yeah.
and one of the other things that I can say real quick, sorry about that, Mike, is about the build with Pat. I mean, Pat and I we talked a lot after Flite Fest this year. I mean, we got a lot closer, but this was something that I think really helped bond our friendship.
Eddie tried to kiss me.
No, I
Made
didn't.
me uncomfortable.
Adam was asking for you guys, Patrick, to kiss Ryan last night.
Yes,
So
which Adam,
there's
I
all
got
kinds
your
of
message, and you owe me $5, so send it via PayPal.
Exactly.
That's
I know
awesome.
you listen to the podcast, so you owe me $5.
Yes.
He was just mad. 'cause
More
I tried to get
details
Wayne
can
to
be
kiss him.
found. More details
yeah.
can be found on the copy of the Build Night video that we have on YouTube.
Right. But yeah, it was a different format for Pat and I to be able to communicate, and he taught me some things about the build that had I not been working with him, I'd have never known. Especially on some of the ways to shape the foam. And he was like, "Oh yeah, just do this," and I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah." But those little things like there that I got from that build were huge. And then now we talk we talk like two little girls sometimes, back and forth as much as we talk. But he's a school teacher, so he's always at home.
Yeah, right. Especially in the winter, I don't even work. It's
Right.
awesome.
How many days off did you have last week, Patrick?
We got an early dismissal on Monday, then we had Tuesday off, and then I think we had a 2-hour delay on Wednesday. It was a rough week. Actually, it was a rough week. The kids were off, and I wanted to harm them. They were horrible. I'm petting my dog down here, so...
I thought you were scratching your leg.
Yeah,
Whatever
no.
you want to call it, buddy.
So don't think anything weird's going on.
Yeah, that's okay. Mine, we've had to put upstairs in a quiet room so that he doesn't disturb us.
Yeah, because last night he was crazy. Come here,
He was being trouble last night.
Say hello.
For everyone.
That's our new guy. That's Sam.
For everyone who doesn't know, we added a new addition to our little family here. We now have a Beagle Catahoula mix named Bruno, and he is a bundle of fun, and he will be making small appearances in the show as we progress.
And if I might remind everybody too, is that kind of going back to what we were saying, is that you will actually guys will be able to do like FT after hours. Okay, and then we went back to Mike. There we go. You guys will actually be able to do video, tape it, or and then eventually, once you guys are ready, be able to actually have Q&A sessions in the middle of it, just like the guys at the FT After Hours. So that way, your podcast is a lot more interactive too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of. Oh, go on, Pat.
Okay. No, that's the kind of the format. If it hasn't been explained completely to this point in the podcast, and I'm not certainly going to explain anything coherently, but I'll give it a shot. So we have a builder who is building. We've got a guy who is working a control panel behind the scenes, like Eddie is doing right now, in terms of flopping people's videos back and forth. There will be a Q&A section where you can type questions about the build as they go. If you're building along and there's something that you're not quite sure about, throw it up there, ask the question, and the guy who's the all and powerful Oz behind the scenes, he can decide if it's a relevant question or if it's just somebody saying, hey guys. So we probably won't put that up on the Q&A.
Hi for Kentucky.
Yes, right.
Yep.
Hey guys from Dallas, Pennsylvania.
And somehow Pat's doing a screen share.
Yeah, I'm doing a screen share actually.
Oh, cool.
So pretty much, just I know those who are listening, this is going to be terrible radio. But if you're looking at Patrick, on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, you can see the Hangout panel. So basically, the way that this is going to work if you're in the Build Nights Hangout is you may not actually be a host of the Hangout, but basically you'll be able to participate. And in this corner over here, there's a Q&A panel, and you basically will be able, now it's disabled obviously for purposes of the podcast, but this section over here is basically going to be where you guys can type in questions either direct to the builder or direct to the host that we can either spitball back and forth, or alternatively we can, if it's a question directly related to a part of the build that we want to highlight, instead of going over to Facebook and posting it up on the forums, live in the build night we can have these Q&As pop up right here. So that's kind of the power of the build nights, the way this is set up is.
And from the way that Eddie and Ben explained to me, there's also an area on YouTube where the live stream will be coming out that is a complete BS session, if need be.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
that's fantastic.
Give me a second, and I'll bring that on so you can see that.
Yeah. And basically, the way that it works is that we're pumping the stream out through Hangouts. And so the live stream is going to be available both in YouTube and in Google Hangouts. So if you do not have a Google account, which at this point we're going to recommend that everyone who is interested in participating in this joins the Google, get a Google account, sign up for one, because this is how this is all running. And if you don't have a Google account, you can watch the stream live in YouTube, which, here, Eddie, if you want to pump your screen up as the primary, since you're showing the, since you're showing what YouTube looks like. So people can make comments in that, but I think I'm pointing in the wrong direction. I don't know, because it's delayed.
You've got a delay there. So.
Yeah, there's gonna be about a, there you go.
So yeah, the way it is, there's that comment section right there. So everyone who wants to participate inside of the chat can go into that comment section and type. See, Eddie is already typing away there. So anyone who's in YouTube Red can basically go in and make those comments, aside from the Q&A, which the Q&A is going to be specifically for Hangouts. And I know we're probably going into a little bit more detail than we need to, but it's just to kind of demonstrate the capabilities of what this is going to do.
And it's not just to be able to present or to chat. It's the YouTube side of it is actually to be able to chat amongst themselves, whereas the Q&A is actually going to be directed to whoever the builders are in their panel, so that way they can ask questions. Last night when we were doing our little test, it was, well, why did you put your hinge joint up versus down? Stuff like that. Specific questions to the builder about their design, if it's a unique design or how they built it or why they do it. Whereas the YouTube chat is designed for people just to talk amongst themselves and basically BS and have a good time, separately from the video side.
Right, and then what we did afterwards, I thought was pretty awesome, and depending on how many people we get watching us, I can't imagine it's going to be more than 3 or 4 at any given time. But we had a total. We invited everybody into the Google Hangout thing, whatever it is Eddie's controlling. And so we all just sat there and talked via Google Hangout, and it was a great time. A lot of fun.
And that's basically what we're going to be trying to accomplish, is like at the end of a build night, we're all not going to sit there and say, hey, we're done. We're just going to cut the stream, and the Hangout will still continue. So that, you may not necessarily be done with the build, but we're still going to be there keeping everybody company. Like, even Mike, who is not a Scratch builder, was joining us in this amazing Scratch build world. And I know, he's sitting there. He's like so excited.
Mike's wrong. Mike really is a Scratch builder. He's a builder. He just
really
doesn't know it yet.
I told you.
He's a
Don't
closeter.
be afraid of this, Mike. Don't.
I'm very afraid of this.
Wait.
The only
Look.
thing I have over there.
Look in the background. It's a storage.
Yeah, there is a storage.
There is a
And the
storage
funny
back
thing-
there.
We're just gonna have to develop a range of ready-to-fly flight test planes just specifically for Mike.
Hey, here's the deal, Mike. I'll build them for you, and I'll send them to you, electronics and everything, and I'll only mark them up 100%.
There you go.
Only
That's a
100%.
deal.
Here, how's this? Look, put me up there. You know what that is, don't you?
Oh,
Shut up and take my money.
That's
yeah.
right. That's Fry saying, "Shut up and take my money."
Hey, Mike, how about this? Since I'm always building as well, I'll do it only for 50% markup, because if you get a Pat model, it's only going to be halfway done.
Oh!
Sting. That was excellent.
Right to the heart, Ben.
I love you.
Oh,
Don't
yeah,
get some
right.
beaver shit in here, man.
Oh, really, Pat? Thanks. Now I've got editing to do.
That's all right. Leave it up there. We're big people.
Not for young ears who listen to the show, and I just found out today that we have 3 young listeners. So yeah, that's getting edited.
How young is young?
Hang on, 39 minutes. Thank you, Patrick. Yeah, we have a 6, 5, and 3-year-old.
Oh,
Oh,
my.
okay. Yeah, okay.
So
Now-
that's gonna
Well,
be
way to make me feel guilty, Joel.
I did tell you to try and keep it clean.
Hey, I'm not the one who's gotten complaints, Mr. Foulmouth.
Yeah, no kidding.
I am the only Brit here. I'll just put that out there.
What are you doing, Sammy boy?
Because I'm British, isn't it? I know. It's okay.
Yeah,
I get
That's
it.
why. We'll go with that.
I get
Okay.
it. It's okay.
I have a horrible comment
God
to
save
make,
the
but I'll
Queen.
restrain myself.
Yeah, just stop.
No, no.
I'm
Eddie,
just gonna stop
actually,
right now.
No, I don't agree
It was going
with
to be
that
funny as
statement.
hell, but
Hey, the after chat will be okay.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So, and that's kind of the idea, is that this is going to be an open platform for everyone to get involved with. We do want this to kind of grow and evolve. So it's in its infant stages right now. There's still parts of it that we need to tweak and get right. There's probably features of Google Hangouts that none of us have foreseen, and we're going to work through those. But this is really going to be a great avenue. It's going to advance the podcast, because I can tell you already, guys, I haven't had as many audio issues as I usually do with Skype. The feed is coming through crystal clear, and it's kind of adjusting the video settings here on my side to make sure that the audio stays consistent.
Yeah,
because
I noticed
I've set it kind of up as a studio on my end, so it kind of the audio quality shouldn't be degraded at all. But again, what we do want is for the community to come back and give us feedback on what you guys think of how this sounds, because again, we don't know. We got a great comment on the last show because of some audio quality issues. I think Mike can speak more to that than I can. But again, we need to know what you guys are hearing, because I'm doing all the editing back here, so there's certain things that I can do in post-production that will give a better quality to the show. And unless I know that people are having issues, please let me know.
Yeah, it was P Hugger. Is it P Hugger?
Yep, you're correct. You're
on
correct.
the forum? Yeah.
Yeah.
And he sent a private message, and he was kind of like, "Look, man, I don't want this to come across the wrong way. It's constructive criticism," which is absolutely how I took it, because I mean, honest to God, we're just a bunch of idiots here who are just kind of blindly working our way through this thing. So he had some really good feedback, and I really appreciate that. So if you guys have some thoughts or whatever that could improve what we do, please, because really, none of us are really. I don't even know that we qualify for amateurs at this, do we?
I don't know.
Well, we're on episode 8 of this show. There have been 100 episodes of Flight Test, 300 odd episodes of the Crash Cast. So there are definitely people who have done this for longer and better than we have. I don't have a soundboard either. Remember that. I am aggregating everybody's audio into
GarageBand.
QuickTime, and then it goes into GarageBand after the fact. So I am getting whatever sounds that you guys are hearing through Hangouts. It's going to be in the post-production as well. So just remember, this is all new to us as well. So if I need to turn the notification sounds off, if it's starting to get annoying, let me know. I'll try. To be honest with you, I think it just adds to the effect. Ryan Papp is the guy to talk to when it comes to add-ons for this program, because he was doing some hilarious stuff last night.
Can I bring something in here? Can I just?
Yeah, please do it.
Hang on, give me a second.
Oh, he wants to use an app. I'm going to use an app right now.
Wait, here we go. It's coming.
So this is basically one of the fantastic effects of this, is that it does facial recognition so that we can do things like put hats on our heads.
Where the hell did you get that at?
It's
on our heads. And do all kinds of weird, crazy stuff because, yeah. So that's what we do here at the Crash. The Crash Cast.
What? You just completely stole somebody else's thing, and they're like, they know what they're doing.
I'm the king of stealing. You see that? I'm sorry, Crash. I didn't mean that.
Well,
This is the Flight Test Community Podcast featuring features of the Crash Cast. How about that?
Well, you do know that Crash Hancock is one big fella, right?
Yes, I do. He will destroy me. He's already said. I've already said to him. I sent him a private message because he's going through some medical stuff right now.
Yeah.
And I sent him a message, and I was like, "Dude, I feel because Lane, who's the other guy on the cast, he's about my height. He's 5'4". And we were joking back and forth. I was like, "Crash, you could crush me, quite easily. It's kind of bad. I'm a tiny human being." Let's see. What other fun effects do we have in here that we could play with that are going to be entertaining for podcast purposes? Not that there is anything remotely productive about this.
Absolutely not. And again, we cannot stress it enough that this kind of stuff will not be during the community build night. This is going to be in the, oh my God, Pat's drowning, somebody save him.
I'm Satan in Venice.
This is a little frightening. But yeah, I hear it is. There it is.
Oh God, it's out the sound.
There's the sound effects. So we can also do things like things like.
I'm liking this though.
So yeah, we're gonna have some fun with all the sound effects and so whenever we introduce, for example, when we introduce our brand new members of the forum, we can do things like that. And when Patrick tells a terrible joke. Yeah, exactly.
It's like watching a bunch of kids turn on a computer for the first time.
Well, you know how it is. So we're just having fun, and the idea of build nights at the end of the day is we're going to be productive during, but the after. See, and that's kind of the way we're going to do it. We're going to do the main event, and then we're going to do the post show. And the post show is kind of going to be this kind of thing. It's going to be the goofing around. It's going to be the kind of more relaxed, the hangout. You'll get to know us more on a personal basis. If you haven't gotten to know us through the podcast, then you'll definitely get more comfortable with us.
You'll dislike us even more.
Your mustache kind of went over your microphone. That was kind of amusing.
Wait,
very
did you
funny.
see how I caught it back again? How cool was that?
Watch this.
I love
amazing.
the tiara.
That's quite funny.
It reminds me of the episode of Family Guy with the news anchor guy catching his mustache again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that one.
That's funny. So what else do we want to talk
good
about?
times.
We're only about 48 minutes in, so we could carry on talking here about whatever you guys want. So I think we're gonna kind of bring build nights in, and we'll do some more fun stuff with that. So
Yeah,
we're looking forward to sharing.
And if anybody has any suggestions for the build nights, like a particular model they would like to like build along with folks, or even I know talking to Fred, Fred's a little bit selfish if you haven't noticed. He's seeing this as like supporting customer service in some way, which is ridiculous. He's like wanting to do something like, okay, well, tell people how to trim out an airplane, or I forget the other one he said, but control throws. Tell them how to set up control throws. But that's just so it makes Fred's life easier. So
And
if
we
you
wouldn't
want
want
to
to do
do
that.
something like that, let us know. We'd probably do it. But we won't give Fred credit.
No.
No.
Oh, never.
No, he gets too much credit as it is, and the guy is thinking that he's not even going to be at Flight Fest. So I mean,
He's wrong.
How much of a flying monkey is he?
We're totally going to abduct him.
Yeah, really, we have to. Hey, I could pick him up
I
on
don't
my
think
way
so,
to
Ben.
Georgia. I have a relatively big trunk. I could quite easily.
My name is Fred.
And for those who are listening to the audio-only version of the podcast, Eddie just took
Oh.
a pair of vice clamps and adhered them to his nose. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a 6-inch bar clamp. He was
With a 12-inch spread.
He was adhering to his nose. And,
I wanted to talk like Fred.
You have to talk really fast and talk like Fred.
attempting to copy
You're gonna
Fred
talk like this
Douglas.
really fast. It's hard to understand what the man's saying because they talk so fast. He's from Boston. Where are the crickets?
I'm
Because
gonna
of facts.
I'm gonna break your computer in those stupid sound effects. Sorry.
All right, I'll turn them off. I'll turn them off for now.
Red Solo Cup.
Hey,
Funny.
I know
Alrighty.
something that I can. I'm gonna put a request out.
Ooh.
So, again, to extrapolate on what, God, we're talking about Fred. I almost said his name. What Pat was saying is that, and what I'd like to do too is set up a poll. If we could set up a poll on your guys' Facebook page to say, hey, we'd like to get suggestions, and then throw a poll up there and go off of what everybody thinks they want to see built.
It's not the kind of poll that you throw dollars at when the young lady's on it. so just
No,
get
no,
that out of your head.
PG
But-
show, Patrick?
No, we don't want to see that. But we want to be able to have it, and I'm a very big proponent. I know I've said this quite a few times already, but it's not just going to be me and Eddie. We'll help you guys run it, but we want people out there in the community to actually be the ones to do the building, that want to be there. I know Carl has talked about doing it. Trying to think who else has already approached me about it.
Tommy has been one to say that he
Tommy.
wanted to be a part of that.
Oh,
Exactly.
absolutely.
And one of the big things with this, and one of the things that, like I said, that brought Pat and I together on this is when we got to a point where I didn't understand something or I needed better explanation. I had to show Pat that I was doing the wing wrong because he told me the wrong information. But
You're supposed to be able to figure it out on your own, man.
you know,
I was just making it a little more challenging for you.
right?
And ladies and gentlemen, there's your education system for America. Good night.
Right.
Yes.
But one of the things that we can do is if the person that is struggling and has the problem, if they have a webcam, we can bring them into the presentation just like we're doing right now, make them a presenter and let them show the whatever it is that they're having a problem with so they can show the angle and say, this is what I'm doing. And then the builder can say, oh, well, all you need to do is change this fold, bend this angle a little different, and you fix your problem. And that is the part of it that we want to be able to reach out and help anybody with, because honestly, around here, I've got guys that are in clubs that we fly with, but nobody scratch builds. I am the only person that scratch builds anything around here, so I don't have that person to lean on. And having this is a tool that we can use for anybody that's out in rural wherever to do this.
Oh, not strong.
Well, and kind of going back to
I'll help you
Ben's
carry on.
who is singing?
And you know, guys, another great part about this Google Hangouts on video is that I can do this and mute Pat.
Hey!
There you go.
Thank you.
So
carrying on
kind of
with
get
what Mike was saying.
Yeah, getting back to Ben's point a little bit, talking about wanting to have people that we don't know on here so they can do the builds and stuff like that. I mean, to me, that's what the Flight Test Community Podcast is all about, is getting these guys that are not known but would really like to get on and kind of show their talents. I mean, there's so many talented people in this community that, we can never have them all on here, but at the same time, this gives them an opportunity to be able to come on and do those things that maybe not everybody knows they do, and be able to share it with the rest of us. I mean, that is what this is all about,
Oh,
or
yeah.
what my vision was anyway.
Yeah,
And-
no, I agree.
And my vision for the build night section of it, and I think me and Eddie were talking about this, is to showcase those people that otherwise, if you don't really go into the forums and if they don't write an article, you never hear about. You know what I mean?
Right.
One of the first people that I'm going to try to contact to do it is Kevin. I'm going to butcher his last name, Matusik, I believe, the guy that built the designed the Raiden. It's a wonderful plane and a great thing, and I'd love to have him in and be able to actually show us how he did it. You know what I mean? And be part of that community. And another thing that I love about this is, and Eddie already touched on it, it doesn't have to be geographical.
Right.
I don't have to be with a guy. I've got a buddy that lives up in Chicago that just starting to get into the RC community, just getting into the flight test stuff, Tim Phillips, if you're listening to the podcast when this comes out. But
Hey, Tim was on the thing last time.
yes, he was. Tim helped us out on the test. But
San Diego.
no, he's actually in Chicago. He's originally from San Diego. He was just trying to mess with us.
Oh, he lied to us.
Yeah, but it's geographically. Tommy, Thomas Armour, we all call Tommy, is the perfect example. The guys in Afghanistan.
Tommy Amour.
Amour.
Tommy gun.
Tommy Love.
But he's a perfect example. The man's in Afghanistan right now, but he's going to be able to jump into this, and he's got a couple really neat designs that I like, and be able to do this as part of the community when the man's 6,500 miles away.
Oh, dude, his PT-19 is so cool.
Oh, I know.
Oh,
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, I think that's
Lovely.
probably the best part about these build nights is that we don't want to, I'm probably speaking out of turn when I say this, but we don't want to just do flight test planes.
Exactly.
Everyone can get a hold of the plans. Everyone can get on YouTube. Everyone can see what planes are, how to build them with ease. If we have any questions, we can answer it on the forum. I think the most powerful thing about the way that this is going to be structured is we can kind of go off the belt and we can do the designs that no one else has seen. There are some really complex builds out there. For example, Flying Penguin. If anyone has seen his stuff, he has a phenomenal way of designing. You know, there's guys out there like Nerd Nick who has a speed wing that is totally different from a standard wing construction on Flite Test. There are guys out there who are they're taking this and they are making it into a balsa plane by forming out the wing structures and doing full structured wings, far more than the standard flat wing or the KF steps, or even I mean, it's kind of like an almond wing, but even an almond wing or any of those designs as well, from Ed at Experimental Airlines. I know the guys and I have been chit-chatting about having him on as a host as well.
Yeah,
so,
I need to get back to him because he said he'd be totally into it, but I need to touch base with him.
we do, because we did want to get him on the show too.
Absolutely.
So, you know, I think that's kind of where this is going to go, is toward planes that are particularly interesting to people that they aren't going to have access to the build videos from normally. So I think that is kind of the direction that we're moving towards. And to start off with, I think definitely we will do some flight test planes. I mean,
sure,
the Sparrow
absolutely.
just came out.
And if there's a flight test plane that people are so excited about that, and you know, you see the questions all the time, and I know Fred gets questions. He gets questions, that poor bastard. But you know, we want to support flight test. But more than that, we want to support the community. Like the guy who's got that Catalina build going right now, I would love to build one of those. And to see how he shaped the hull on that thing would be really cool to sit down and be able to have the guy there telling you, okay, I'm going to pinch about a 1/4 inch up from the end here, and I'm going to like flare that out, and it's going to curve so nicely. And there's a lot of subtleties in the shaping the phone that are exactly like that. That it's either trial and error on your part, or you have access to somebody who's figured out that little piece, and you can learn from them.
Well, and still photography can only take you so far when you're trying to demonstrate how you're doing a certain technique. Pat. Video of being able to actually take that piece right in front of me and like you said, do a pinch that's going to fold up 30 degrees. It makes such a huge difference.
Absolutely. I'm looking for a little scrap.
Like, for example, how to do a perfect 45-degree bevel.
Oh, look at that. Good, sir.
If you do that perfectly freehand like that, I'm going to come down to Orlando and smack you.
Well,
I could do it.
I apologize because the knife is actually really dull. But there you go. Look at that. That's not bad for a dull knife. But again, like, I have a certain technique of being able to do a perfect 45-degree bevel with this particular knife. Like, I know the optimum angle. I know how to get it placed right. And again, this is just a Cobalt
is that
knife,
what you're trying to do?
You know, that
yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad
You mean a 45 like this?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
So, and this is a great example. And I'm sorry, guys, for the audio-only listeners, because this is probably terrible radio, and you probably aren't particularly pleased with it. But again, this is the kind of stuff that we want to be able to showcase right there. And we can only do this in a video format. And Patrick has. Patrick, what is that there that you're playing with?
It's a scrap of Dollar Tree foam board.
So
I'm going to do what everybody should do and rip this crappy paper off of it.
Yep. See, that's exactly what I'm doing right now. Oh, by the way, this stuff foam cuts super easily.
That is garbage.
Yeah, this is. Look at this. There you go. Look at that. And it bends too. Look at that. And you can shape it.
Yeah, you'd be amazed at what you can do when you start playing with this stuff like that.
Crazy stuff. when it comes to this. So that's honestly going to be. See, look at that, broke it already. But again, this is kind of the way to make it powerful, to make it interesting. We can show things like the tools that we're using. We can do things like, I can move this down to my building board, and I can take a scrap piece, and I can say, hey, look at this. This is a wing right here, like this, and if I had a better webcam, I could zoom in and say, okay, this is right here, the center of gravity, and you know what I mean? It's just going to be a clean way of everybody being able to see exactly what we're doing and sharing the experience of the enjoyment of building things together as a community. And I think that's fantastic, and thank you guys so much for getting this all set up and able to be so easy to understand.
Well, and the one great thing about this
is just by
you're
working. No, but look, you can do weird stuff, man. You can make shapes that you would never think you could make. And I'm sorry that everybody just wants to take a little slice, and you want to have this angular airfoil that's as inefficient as that. You can do so much better than this airfoil.
Right.
This stuff is really workable, and it has a lot of potential beyond just a super simple build. And for me, we've been talking about that for years, that we want to have something that keeps people who have gotten beyond the super simple, orthogonal type builds. And this is a way to make it happen. Where'd Flite come from?
And I was going to say, the other thing that we could do, along with the build nights, is we could do things like tuning for quads. So I have my HMB sitting in front of me, and what I can always do is I can open up Clean Flite, and I can say, okay, well, I want to connect to my quad, and I can show that. I don't have the cable, so I apologize. This is just for demonstration purposes. But I can bring up Clean Flite, and I can basically come in and say, okay, well, we're going to go into Clean Flite, and I'm going to do some PID tunings, and we can explain what PID is. And if anyone has any questions about quads or anything like that, it gives us another opportunity to do that as well.
Right. And one of the great things about what we're doing with this, and I look at it really based like flight test. We're in our infancy with this. It's going to be kind of clunky, kind of wonky, and the more we do it, the more we're going to learn, the better we'll get. Exactly. And then, as it goes, we will hopefully do it as well as the flight test guys are doing it now, with video quality and understanding how to make it look pretty and keep everybody interested. And that all in all, that's the end goal, is to keep everybody interested and everybody to have a good time.
Right.
I think that's a great way of summing up.
Exactly what needs to happen.
Yeah. As I said, that's a great way to kind of sum it up. Do you guys have anything else that you want to talk about this evening? We're about an hour and 5 minutes in on the show.
Yeah. I'm going to throw this out there. If somebody, there we go. I get lots of questions about how the Stearman is progressing, because people are very caring and want to know how my Stearman is progressing.
In other words, you have
they
so
don't
many other
say
things
that
going on.
Right, but let me just say, here it is.
Ah.
I know to the untrained eye it may look like it has a long way to go, but if you watch my video of what happened to this poor creature, you will notice that this thing is all in one piece. And all I have to do is finish planking the nose. I have to add a couple little minor pieces in here and there. Do a couple little minor repairs on the wings, and she will be back flying through the air again soon. So that's for all you people who are so concerned about how the Stearman's doing. There she is, and she's beautiful.
Yay, for kissing your plane.
Yeah, congratulations, Patrick, on actually progressing in a project that you're working on.
Mike, you've been awful
You're
quiet tonight.
welcome.
What do you mean tonight? I'm always quiet.
No,
At
I've
least
talked
on
to
the.
you.
So many things going on.
Yeah, I
But
got a whole bunch going on my screen right now that I'm like going, holy crap! I'm trying to keep up with it all.
So, Mike, do you have any new projects coming?
Yeah, apparently Pat's going to start building me airplanes.
well,
Well, or Ben, I don't know. Take your pick of which.
I
I'm
was
kind
gonna
of liking.
say,
I'm kind of liking Ben's offer a little better.
yeah, but I do want to, at Flight Fest, I really do want to bring you over to the build tent, and I want to put a hot glue gun in your hand, and I want to see.
Hot end
struggle.
first.
I want you to struggle with the pains of what it really takes to build
Oh, you see
a
that
flight test
storage
plane.
right there.
Yeah, I see it.
There is a 3/4 done Dusty in the basement. There's a Bloody Wonder that is flyable in the basement that I've built. I just don't like it. I want to fly. I don't want to build. I want to fly.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
And I don't have.
yeah, exactly. And you know what? And it's all about what you like to do about the hobby. My thought is, as we do these live feeds, my backdrop's going to change because God knows I've got enough projects going right now to keep that thing completely new every single time we do it for about 5 years, I think. And I'm not joking.
So by then you'll have like 1,000 more new projects that you.
Oh, it'll keep coming in.
Active
Yeah.
in. There's going to be an.
And I'll have
infinite
finished
amount.
about 3.
Exactly.
Right.
Squirrel. In case we haven't said it enough already on the show.
You know, I'm looking up at my P-47 right now that I'm going to have to. I'll have to feature at some point in time because oh my God, it's so pretty. I do.
So is anyone actively working on like a speed build kit or anything build related that they want to talk about that they're currently working on other than Patrick?
Ooh, your audio. I don't know if that was just my end, but your audio went really
No.
bad for a second.
Joel does this
There you
once per podcast. He gets Darth Vader like.
Yes.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be like that on Hangouts, right?
Well,
Well, maybe
if your
not,
if
but-
your net is slow, yeah, it probably will.
Is it okay right now? But I was
No.
just adjusting the microphone.
You get some static in your feed right now.
What we found, Joel, is
That's fine.
try switching to your computer mic and then back to your condenser mic. So, no, I'm not doing anything speed build kit wise. I got a FT3D that's been calling my name for a while.
I need to find another wing for this beautiful plane. Because
Is that a T-28?
yes, it is.
What
but
is wrong with the wing?
nothing. But have you seen me fly? I need to have a spare.
I'm gonna tell you something right now, Eddie. That was the first large plane that I bought 5 years ago, and I still have it, and I still fly it today. And I took the nose off right at the nose gear, motor,
Oh, you mean
EFC,
like that?
everything. No,
I
I mean gone.
I didn't do that, but it has been crashed right there.
Well, I
Nice.
took the whole nose off of mine and used some 30-minute two-part epoxy, stuck it back on there, and in an hour it was back in the air, and I'm telling you, that plane will outlast you and I both.
Oh, I love the plane. I actually found another fuse for it. I caught it on eBay for next to nothing, so I bought one. So I've got a fuse and a canopy, and now I'm just looking for the tail feathers and the wing just to have them. And then if I happen to maybe build another one, then so be it.
Yeah, I actually need the steerable nose gear because I broke that all the way out of it.
You should be able to still buy that at the hobby shop.
Yeah, I just haven't.
You can make one of those.
Oh yeah, those are easy to make.
They are.
Hey, I get it for my.
Remember who you're talking to.
All it takes is a servo.
Remember
right.
who you're talking
That's very
to.
true.
And,
I'll show you in the video. You'll be fine.
Patrick, we know what you're working on. I've got so actually this week I need to put an order in with Flite Test. I'm sorry, Jen, if you're listening, please expedite this order because I kind of need it. So flying my FT Arrow today, I destroyed my 1806. I completely demoed the shaft.
And how did you do that?
Okay, I was taking off over a tarmac strip.
He crashed.
And
Yeah, that's what I thought.
it didn't fully get up to speed, and so it kind of just gently glided back down. It was a perfect landing. However, the torque of the motor and the age of the motor, it didn't like what I did to it. So the bell kind of just fell off.
Show it to us. Show it to us.
So
It's still in the car. Sorry.
So what I heard is you crashed.
Really
no,
hard.
I landed with style. Okay.
Well,
That's called a crash.
wait a sec, Joel. Did you? The bell fell off. Okay, fine. Is the bell damaged? Is it bent?
The bell is in perfect order, but I do need a new motor shaft. That's for sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
let
just
me-
order a new motor shaft then.
Well, there
Order
is.
three while you're at
look
it.
This. Look at this right here. Sorry about the terrible glare that you're probably getting, but that is the outside, the inside portion of the motor, which it actually is in pretty good shape. But
Hey,
I've never really taken a motor apart, so I'm going to have
Answer.
to dive into that world apparently.
There's not much to it.
Yeah, I figured as much. I know Andre's done it
Well,
a couple
you're
of
good.
times.
That's
So
really
I may
fine.
inquire from him.
piece of cake.
But the idea is I'm going to order the twin 2206 pack from them. One of those is going on to. I think I'm going to actually put that on the Arrow with a 3S. The other one is going onto my FT Mini Mustang. So I'm going to have that plane in flying order because it's been sitting around for a couple of weeks. I've been itching to build it. I've got a full-size FT Mustang as well, but I think that one might wait a little bit longer just because I need a full-size flying field to do that, and I'm not probably going to renew my club membership until March. So that is probably going to wait. I'm also... yeah, so the other thing, if anyone is in the Perry, Georgia area or anywhere in the region or is going to the Perry swap meet, Fred Provost, Dan Cruz, Josh Finn, and myself will all be in attendance. I believe they both have tables. Fred and I do not. So we will be there. We will be looking at all the stuff that everybody has available for sale, and we are going to dive into the world. Every single person who has talked about a T-28 Trojan has said that they loved it. So I think I might look for a used one, just out of curiosity. And also the other thing that I'm looking to pick up, because I'm going to need that for Flight Fest, is a Radian. Because I really would love to have one of those for those evening soaring nights.
All right. So, change of subject because it happened 2 days ago, and I know it's a favorite subject of Mike. Sorry, Joel. Is everybody registered with the FAA?
Oh yeah, you like to bring that up, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Who's registered and who's not?
Yeah, I am.
I'm registered.
I'm registered too, and because I have it right here in front of me. So this is my battery my battery safe thing. Thank you, Flight Test. I'm actually going to probably be receiving another one when I put my order in. But have you guys seen where I've put my FAA number?
Yeah, that's what Mike
Yeah.
wrote.
Yours is way too
That's
big.
It's
brilliant.
so it's small. You can't
Be right
really
back.
see it. from afar, but I put it on all my batteries, and I think I was talking about this last week or last time we recorded, because I have done it. So this is my 2200. I have another one like that I have done exactly the same thing. And you know what, FAA, if the plane goes down and this battery were to bust into enormous flames, let it burn. I don't care. I'm not happy about this. So you enjoy. I'm doing
Here.
what you told me to.
There you go, Mike.
Yeah. On the cam, you can't even tell which side's up, which side's down. That's how small mine are. I make sure of that. Hell with
That's
those guys.
fabulous.
Well, and to be honest with you, yesterday I had to go to town and I bought a label maker just to do what you suggested, Mike. I bought a nice little Fancy Brothers one, so I'm going to be putting as small a font as I can, and I'm going to label each of the batteries. Yeah,
That's
something like
exactly
that.
the same one that I have.
Very
actually.
nice. Very nice.
Absolutely. I mean, this is what you got to do.
Yep.
I'm not even going to buy one. I'm going to call my dad and say, hey, Dad, I need you to print this number out a dozen times for me.
Well,
Even
I will
on-
tell you.
Actually, Patrick, this is my flight pack for the mini DLG that we got from Hobby King.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
Andromeda Omnus pack. Remember I was telling you that they also do an 850 milliamp version of the one cell?
Yeah,
That's that.
I
And
don't
you know
what
what's
I have.
crazy is this is less expensive than the 700 milliamp version that is for the original Andromeda.
That's weird.
I think
We
we
just lost Mike.
Oh,
Let's bring him back. That was
Want it?
strange. Yeah, that pack, Patrick.
that's the original.
That's the original, right?
Yeah.
So, interestingly enough, if you're gonna get another one of these, get the one from the Vista. I think it's either the Vista or the FPV Andromeda Omnus, which has a slightly bigger battery, and they're less expensive. The 850 milliamp hour is less expensive than the 700. I don't know how they figured that out, but that's the way to go. So yeah. All right, once we get Mike back in here, we can kind of take the show wherever we want. We can go for another 10, 15 minutes,
All
whatever
right,
you guys.
I'm going to take a toilet break, so I'll be back in a few. So you guys talk amongst yourselves.
Very awesome. I love hearing that.
Well, then, in that case, I'm going to put a note in. For those who are enjoying the video content, the show will continue, however.
I have to pee.
For audio listeners, the show is currently being edited, so you aren't hearing the part that I'm currently recording, because I'm going to edit it all out. So, yeah. That's fun.
Yeah, we're going to hide him until he comes back.
That's all right. You can do that.
So, yep. So those of you that are out there, we will actually be giving the video to the Flight Test Community Cast guys to post via their YouTube channel, I think, right?
Well, the idea is I mean, probably for this show, we're going to leave it on Eddie's channel with a link so people can just access it that way.
So there's
But
that
for
one.
But for future episodes, what we will do is we will be hosting the show through the Ftcc page,
Right.
and then from there we will. The other thing we were looking at doing from something that Mike was suggesting, and I'm not going to put this in the audio show, this is just for those who are enjoying the video. We were going to do, what was it? Flight Test 3K. Kind of like what was it? Mystery Science Theater 3000. We were going to have a YouTube stream with the flight test build, and we would kind of, or build or video or something of that nature, and we were going to kind of follow along, making comments and be a little bit of a peanut gallery as things progress. Who's in charge of adding Mike back in? Because I don't think I have
I
control.
I've sent him 2 invites. He's bad at this.
He's probably going to start calling us like he usually does.
Yeah.
What do you think I just reached for?
What, the cell phone?
Yep. I was getting ready to call him and say, hey, do you need me to walk you through this again?
Let's see.
I will be muting myself. I'll be back in a moment.
All right. So, my name is Ben Grunewald. I'm an Aquarius. I like horseback riding, sunsets, mountains, snow. I don't know. I'm trying to fill audio for you.
Eddie, what about you, buddy?
Oh, so Mike didn't answer, so I have to leave him a message that he didn't answer, and you're live on the air, and you're still not answering.
Well, live video. Audio we're editing. By the way, Patrick, I'm enjoying the Belhaven Wee Heavy. Sorry, Scottsdale, as we speak.
Oh, very nice.
So,
So
I do.
Mike may have had like a minor blackout or something at his house.
Oh, is that what it was?
I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out if he's not answering his phone. Well, of course, he may not have had his cell phone near him. Also, no telling. So we'll see. I called him. I just sent him a text. Is he online? Has anybody looked to see if he's on
Stand
Facebook?
by. On Facebook itself? Let's see. I'm going to go through I'm going through the host-only chat, Patrick.
Okay.
Oh,
Hosting
he responded. I don't think he's gonna make it back.
Everything okay?
I don't know. I said, you gonna make it back? He's like, nope. I'm like, okay.
All right.
Interesting.
Well. You
So
wanna just call it
anyway,
a show?
I
Well,
guess
yeah,
we'll
we can kinda wrap
guess
it.
we'll
I
call
mean-
it a show here.
Yeah,
Right.
so we'll wrap it up this way. Patrick, do you want to wrap it, or do you want me to?
Well, all I want to say is look forward to the community build nights, because I think it'll be a lot of fun, a lot of interaction between people, and hope people tune in for it.
Yep.
And other than that, I want to thank Eddie and Ben for really pulling this together and making it something that is that's going to work. They did a tremendous amount of work getting it together. So thank you guys very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah,
We
absolutely. I
appreciate
can
it.
second that.
It was our pleasure.
And I have to give, as I said at the beginning of the show, I have to give you guys a huge amount of credit for the amount of work that you guys have put in. This really wouldn't be possible without your input. I know that it was something that we were interested in doing from the beginning, but we didn't have the time or the resources to, and we knew we needed help getting it going, and I know that Patrick and Eddie together doing the puffer and the guppy build was kind of the kickoff for it all. And it looks like we finally got something that is going to be a great product that we can put out to the community. And we're really excited to see what the direction is. Now, for those who are expecting to hear from the host of the Flight Test Community Podcast every time, we are not likely to be involved as the hosts. We're going to leave it up to Eddie and Ben to kind of pull in people as they want. And it's going to kind of run off as a spin-off of the Flight Test Community Podcast. But we'll be in every so often, but it's not going to be run by us. It's not going to be generated content by us. It's going to be all their creative. So look forward to some really fun stuff happening. Mike apologizes he couldn't make it to the end of the show, but Ben, how can people get a hold of you?
The easiest way is either through the Flight Test forums. My user ID is BG FireGuy92. It's B as in boy, G as in George, FireGuy92. Or you can do that same thing at gmail.com. And that's the best way. Look for the next couple weeks. We're going to put a poll together on some different planes and see what we do. So hopefully by by the end of the month, we'll have something set concrete and get our first community build night going.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Eddie, how about you? How can people get a hold of you, buddy?
Oh, any way you want. Facebook. Facebook's easy. The forums is FastEd, FASTED 2629. You can also send me an email to the Yahoo at fasted2629@yahoo.com. 3 easiest ways to get a hold of me. And if you can't get a hold of me, yell at Pat. He'll come find me.
I
Pretty
can
much.
find him. He's probably in the middle of the road somewhere chopping wood.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
sounds
I'll,
right.
I can
Oh,
check
yeah,
in.
about that. Yeah, again, from last night's content. Patrick, my good friend, since you are very good at sharing this, please share your social feeds with the community.
I'm pretty much on Facebook, and that's about it. Patrick Sean Murphy. You can find me there. Yeah, I try to do the Instagram thing, but it's one more thing, and
You
nobody's
recently
got time
also
for that.
changed your profile picture to make it easy for people to find you, isn't that right?
Right, it's a Flite Test Community Cast logo.
Yeah, thank you for doing that. That makes it easier on all of us. Excellent.
Yep.
And you can find me at jcannon614 on the forum. You can find me on the article section as FlyJACRC. You can find me on Instagram at jcannon614 and Twitter at FlyJACRC. Instagram at jcannon614. I think I said that already. Facebook, you can find me at Joel Cannon. Yeah, so we're all around on the Flight Test Community Cast Facebook page, which you can find at Flight Test Community Podcast, facebook.com/. And we are around, so please, if you are interested in Flight Test Build Nights in any scale or scope, go ahead, hop on Facebook, like the page, subscribe to the YouTube channel, because more content is going to be heading out that way. Look for some live podcasts in the near future. Again, this is just our first test of the video podcast, so if you want to see more content from us, let us know. Otherwise, you guys have a great rest of your week, and we'll be back in 2 weeks with a brand new guest.
Hopefully, it'll be the much better health Sponsholz. They've been pretty sick,
Yeah.
or Dan's been pretty sick, so hopefully he's
Yeah.
back up to speed and we can get him on.
Second, yeah. So Dan, I know you've been down with some stuff, so feel better, buddy. And we'll catch you guys again real soon. Thank you, everybody. And Mike says good night. So
Good night, everybody.
we'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. Take it easy.
All right. Thanks.
Good night.